So, what separates an average student who can only study for a few hours from a top student who can study for up to 12 hours a day with full concentration? When you look at the best students, you will see that many of them could study for a very long periods of time. And for the last few months, I have achieved
Great
studying
success.
12 hours a day. Okay, maybe not 12 hours every day because I have a life as well. People say they study for 12 hours a day. Even if that's not the most efficient way to learn, it still makes you wonder, how do they actually manage it? How can someone sit and study for longer than most of us are even awake? What's their secret? How do they study for so many hours without burning out? The secret about studying 12 hours a day is tip number one, that it's not realistic. The first thing you need to understand is that you don't actually need to study for 12 hours. Honestly, even for someone who's really productive, 12 hours is just way too much. Most people can get great results by studying seriously for just 2-3 hours a day. 12 hours is just unrealistic. People often point to Asian students as examples of studying 10 to 12 hours a day, but it is important to mention that their education system is mostly built around test taking, not real life application. For example, their national exams include English reading passages that are way longer than the ones on the SAT. But many students who pass those tests still can't hold a basic English conversation for more than 10 minutes. Yeah, it's pretty ironic. But we are not here to judge how effective their study methods are. We are here to talk about their study endurance and how they are able to show that level of discipline. Students in many Asian countries follow a very demanding study routine. They go to regular school and then they often attend cram school, which is basically extra classes after school that are usually more advanced. Many still study again at home, sometimes until midnight. This intense schedule is one of the reasons many of them score high, not because they're automatically geniuses, but because they study far ahead and put in huge amount of practice. And for them, this level of studying is normal. It's part of the culture and the system they grow up with. I remember eating with my dad and him telling me that his study days would stretch from the first class all the way until midnight. Then he laughed and took a sip of water. So now the question is, how do they even do it? What's their secret to having this endurance to study for a long period of time? Tip number two, find your motivation and push yourself with grit. Ask yourself, why do you even want to study for 12 hours? Why would you put yourself through that kind of struggle? To figure it out, there are two key pieces, purpose and grit. The first part, purpose, is kind of like motivation, but it's actually a little different. Purpose is similar to motivation, but it's deeper. Motivation is like a short-term push to get something done, while purpose is the bigger reason that keeps you going, even when things are getting really hard. So you should keep focusing on your purpose and try to achieve it no matter what. That's how you'll stay motivated and can study till you pass out. Ask yourself, what are you really trying to do? Do you really want a better grade, or do you genuinely want to learn? Are you just worried about the next exam? Figure out what actually drives you to start studying in the first place. The thing is, motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. Sometimes you feel a sudden boost. Maybe you're excited to start studying, or you feel pumped to improve your life. That's normal, but it doesn't last long. You might tell yourself you're going to study more, but without a clear purpose or direction, that motivation won't get you far. So first, figure out why you're studying for so long in the first place. For example, imagine that you want to go to another city to visit your family. Your purpose here is to get to another city and visit your family, and even if the road is not very delightful to drive on, or even if it's raining, or even if you get a flat tire, you try to overcome all those problems and continue your journey till you reach your goal. That's visiting your family. So, no matter what, you're not going to stop midway or head to another direction. You just continue and persevere. I always say this, your career isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. That leads me to my next point, grit. In the book Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance, it explains how perseverance is what drives people to achieve great things. Basically, it's your ability to stay focused, put your head down, and keep working. This is the other half of the equation. The problem with studying is that it doesn't give you as much instant reward or pleasure as, say, scrolling social media or playing a game. That's why it often doesn't feel as enjoyable. But that doesn't mean you should avoid it. Sometimes you just have to put your head down and start studying. Give yourself some pain and then enjoy the consequences. or just be lazy, pain will come to your door and make you suffer. That's when you wish you could have another chance, but there's no second chance. Just do it. Do it now. Tip number 3. Breaks are your best friends. I know it sounds obvious, but it's true. You're not meant to study 12 hours straight. Your brain doesn't work that way, and trying to do it, it's just unrealistic. Most top students don't actually study for 12 hours straight. As you keep studying, your brain gets less efficient. Instead, they study in chunks and take breaks to stay effective. Even though everyone's study tolerance is different, almost all serious students use some kind of timer. If you search study with me no breaks on YouTube, the longest session you'll usually get are around 4 hours. I recommend using a Pomodoro timer. My sweet spot is 45 minutes of studying followed by a 15-minute break. I either use a Pomodoro website on my second screen or a phone app. The timer keeps you focused and helps you avoid distractions. If your phone is distracting, put it on silent and let the timer guide you. Some people like longer breaks after a few cycles, but I usually keep it simple. Tip number 4. Plan your study. Planning your study session is often overlooked, but it's a game changer. A clear plan not only helps you study for longer, but also motivates you to start in the first place. Remember earlier when I said you need a direction before studying long hours? Planning is the same principle. My approach is simple. Less is more. I don't mean fewer topics, I mean simpler planning. I use a checklist of the topics I want to cover. As I finish each one, I tick it off. It feels good and keeps me on track. Some Pomodoro websites even have a built-in checklist, which makes it even easier. Tip number 5. Get out of your chair. Studying can be exhausting, even with breaks. No one should sit for 12 hours straight to make long study sessions bearable. Move your body. You don't need to be an athlete. Just be a bit active. Walk in the morning, lift some weights, or do a quick workout. I like working out in the middle of the day around lunchtime. It helps me split my study session, relieve stress, and boost energy for the rest of the day. Seriously, don't just sit around at your desk for 12 hours. Get up, stretch, and touch some grass. Final thought. You don't actually need to study 12 hours a day. While it's fun to imagine, it's not necessary to achieve good results. My goal with these tips is to show how to aim high academically without losing your life in the process. Balance is key. Study hard, but also enjoy life. And don't forget to drink water. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.